Hey everybody, Michelle here with Triangle Social Media. Excited to come to you live every Wednesday at noon and share and introduce some local and maybe not so local business owners, people that are in my community and maybe yours, and just put a spotlight and let them share about their business, kind of like doing a one-to-one in public. So everybody gets to benefit by learning more about who's doing business, where, and what they're doing, and a little bit of their story. So again, I'm Michelle, Triangle Social Media, and I help businesses with their social media platforms, platform management, social media coaching, and workshops, and going live every week and doing lots of fun things. Um, I'm excited today to introduce Chelsea and Amanda from Evolve Physical Therapy. And so, ladies, I would love for you to just take the floor. Tell us a little bit about your business, and then I just have a few random questions for you. Okay?
Cool. All right. Well, I'm Chelsea Mancuso, co-owner with my business partner, Amanda Brewer of Evolve Physical Therapy. We got started, we really kicked off in September 2021, opening our own practice, privately owned practice. We were both in the corporate world for a little bit, and unfortunately how the corporate PT world is run isn't always the best care for patients, and it's not really the best management for physical therapists because we're kind of running around trying to treat 20 patients in 8 hours and feeling like people aren't getting the type of care that they really deserve, and then we're not really able to use the skills to get people better the way that they deserve. So that's kind of how we started Evolve a little bit. I don't know if you want to add on.
Yeah, that was like something me and Chelsea, we, like you said, we worked at the same clinic and we would go on lots of walks during lunch. And we were like, wow, like people have to get better care than this. Like this can't be like the standard of care where we're running around between like 3 different patients at one time, not giving people attention like they need. Like there has to be a better option. So we ended up doing a lot of research, talked to some other people who've opened up their own private practices like ours. And that's like our biggest goal is like, high quality care, one-on-one. We'll never see 2 patients at a time, which is great for the patient, but it's been really great for us as well. Not as crazy stress as we were in that world.
Really?
Yeah. It was crazy. Our work-life balance is much better now.
Awesome. So where are you all located, and who is your target client or patient?
We are located like we're actually in a really good spot because we're like right in the middle between Holly Springs and Fuquay off of 55. If you know where Bluegrass Bagels is, we're like right behind there. Most people are like, oh, the bagel shop. So they kind of know where we're at. So we're right behind there. We treat anything head to toe, but our main population is youth athletes and then also adults who just want to continue to stay active. If that active means like keeping up with their grandkids, if that means like continuing CrossFit, their yoga, anything that they want to stay active. So that's our main population.
Okay. And so let me just ask you a few questions. Do you take insurance?
So we do not. Patients are welcome to use their insurance, but we do not file directly for insurance. We can supply all the paperwork if they'd like to, and they're more than welcome to. It's called a super bill, is what we will just email after the session to them. It's just a 1-page document. And the reason for that is because in the corporate world, insurance dictates care. So someone's insurance company tells you how many visits they are allowed to come, what you're allowed to do in those visits, and then goes with how much reimbursement the clinic gets. And unfortunately, insurance has gotten stricter and stricter on that. So over the years, that's why those corporate facilities are making physical therapists see more and more patients because they have to justify the physical therapist's salary, basically, because insurance is paying out less and less. So with that, it takes us out of the equation of insurance so we can do whatever we need to with patients, whatever is necessary for them and whatever their goals are, that's what we focus on. And so like Amanda said, whether it is being able to keep up with their grandkids or they're running marathons, they're doing yoga, it doesn't matter. One is not skilled physical therapy and one is not. One is. With insurance we had in the corporate world, we had a lot of patients ask, well, can I see you once a month? Because I want to make sure that I'm able to keep up with these things after I'm done seeing you and my pain is gone. And I want to make sure I don't re-injure myself. And previously the answer was no. But now we have many patients that we see them once monthly because they're active adults and active students and they want to be that way for a very, very long time. So we just make sure we have those once monthly check-ins to do whatever we need to do, and really preventative medicine. So treating something before it gets to a very bad issue. One more,
Mhm.
it's just, oh, I kind of feel this in my shoulder when I'm playing tennis. Can you come check it out? Yep, no problem. Come on in. It
Okay.
gives us more freedom.
So, can you give some examples of how you can help patients? What kind of problems people usually present with?
Yeah, like I said, we kind of see a little of everything. We get a lot of necks, backs, shoulders, knees, ankles. It's probably been like, I mean, a little bit of everything, really.
Yeah. So for instance, we've treated patients for meniscal tearing, that have meniscal tears, chronic and acute, ones that have had surgery and ones that have not. We've also treat patients kind of as they're going up to, okay, we know this issue is bad enough, they need to have surgery. Let's prehab you a little bit, get you a little stronger. They have surgery, come back to us. So then we just continue on their rehab and get them back to their activities that they love to do. Treat some patients with different types of rotator cuff tears and strains, AC joint also in the shoulder tears. And then, like Amanda said, too, unfortunately for our lives, a lot of chronic neck and back pain, really not from a lot of sudden injuries, thankfully, but just how our lives are. A lot, we're on the computer, we're driving, we're kind of down on the
Mhm.
phone, and that's a lot of wear and tear on our necks and back. So we see a lot of patients for that too.
And then also with how our clinic is set up. So we are located in a CrossFit gym. So we actually have access to all their equipment.
That's so cool.
Yeah, squat racks, all of that sort of things that most PT clinics you go to, they're like, okay, just do some band exercises. So we can really help those more like athletic populations, or even just people who are just trying to like lift things again. Because we have the tools here to do that, which is something
Mhm.
like Chelsea said, like the preventative medicine with the youth athletes, they might not necessarily be coming in for like a specific like thing, like a meniscus tear or something, but like they want to keep their body strong. So us as physical therapists, we can like, all right, let's go, let's get some weights out, let's mimic this exactly how your sport is.
Mhm.
So we want to make it very the same, like where we're not just giving you some band exercise, like you have trouble throwing, all right, let's go throw, let's add weights to that, things like that.
Like physical therapy should mimic your training, whatever that training is. That
Right. That makes sense. That makes sense. So there's someone who's viewing who's asking a question. I'm going to pop their question up. Would a health savings account be accepted?
Yes.
Awesome. Wonderful. So whoever the user is, I hope that's helpful to you. And then I'm curious, how does someone know if they should seek your services or I'm assuming maybe they've already seen a doctor, I don't know, or what about a chiropractor? Do you all work together, or is it just different kinds of help?
So one, as far as if they've already seen a physician, they don't necessarily need to. We have what's called direct access, which means that patients can come directly to us if they have an issue. We have many people call or send us a text that say, hey, I was golfing last weekend, I felt something tweak in my back, can I come in? Yep, no problem.
Okay.
The biggest time that they would need to see a physician is obviously if there was a surgery, they've already seen a surgeon, or if there was an incident that someone fell off a ladder, they were in a car accident that was pretty bad, that they have gotten injured from it, then we would want them to see a physician to get any imaging that would need to happen to make sure everything is cleared and there are no fractures or any tearing that would need surgical repair.
Right.
So otherwise, people can come directly to us, the typical weekend warriors and athletes just that are feeling, maybe I lifted a little bit too heavy and I'm having a bit of a shoulder issue. Yeah, call us, shoot us a text. And especially when we talk to people on the phone, we can give even a little bit more insight whether they can come right in or they need to see a physician. As far as chiropractors, then we work closely with different chiropractors in the area, one specifically in Fuquay, and there are different types of treatments, but we can complement each other. So when people have been seeing chiropractor for a bit and have been getting results, but maybe aren't back to their physical level they want to be at and they need a little bit more training, that's when we'll have chiropractors refer to us, and that we may still be doing some hands-on manual therapy to their joints, to their muscles, but then we're getting the training aspect, whether it's the weight training or the running or the golf swing back.
Awesome. Wow, it's really interesting to learn more about your services in particular and just how you can help people. And how do you normally find clients? Is it like by word of mouth, or how can people connect with you also?
Yeah, so I would say probably where we get most of our patients, me and Chelsea, we go to different local gyms, different local businesses, and we do like free workshops. So depending on where we're at, for example, we went to the co-working station in Holly Springs and we gave a workshop on like how to not have neck and back pain while sitting at your desk. Or we've gone to CrossFit gyms, maybe they're having trouble with like their shoulder, whatever their issues may be. So we'll do a specific workshop based on that. So we've gotten a lot of patients from there. We also have so many wonderful like past patients who really spread the word with us with word of mouth. And that's probably where we get most of our patients, or we get a lot of people who find us on Facebook or Google. Yeah.
And I'd say the best way to contact us, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, and we have our website. And through each of those, it would lead directly to the website that we use for scheduling patients and their patient portal, which is called PT Everywhere. So on any of those platforms, you can go to book now and you could lead directly to that. Also, all of those platforms have our phone number, which, like we've said, you can call or text or shoot us an email.
And I think that's something a little bit different about us too with the texting aspect is most of the time, like when we worked in the corporate world, you would call your doctor, or even just like when we call doctor's office in general, you'll call, maybe you'll get a call back in 3 days. But, if someone shoots us a text, like even if it's after hours, me or Chelsea, one of us is responding to you. So if you're doing an exercise that we gave you and something's bothering you, you don't have to wait till your next appointment or 3 days later. Like we can text you back pretty immediately, which I think is something else that's kind of unique about us.
That is wonderful for just continuity of care. And so, yeah, I can see a lot of good benefits. I have scrolling underneath the video, the phone number, double check that it's right, and your website. And so, is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So encourage people to reach out, check out their website. And Chelsea and Amanda, do you have any, promotions or events or anything else you'd like to share before we go?
We have a couple workshops coming up in the beginning of July at a couple gyms around the areas that we will be posting about. One is at CrossFit Angier in Angier. Another one is at Peak City Gym in Apex. And then
CrossFit Shoe Fly is another one.
And then CrossFit Shoe Fly, which is in Fuquay.
Oh, and 9 Rounds. So we have kind of
we actually do have it. So
Yay.
it's funny to say specifically, but 9 Rounds is at the end of 9 Round Fitness, which is in Holly Springs, is at the end of, it's on a Tuesday morning in June. Sorry,
Okay.
I have the specifics laid out. We do
so actually 2 things. Number 1, when we're done, definitely would love for you to share these events and links to anything else you'd want to in the thread of the video where it's being broadcast, which is several places. And then the other thing is kudos to you guys because you're collaborating with other businesses, working together, and it helps both of you. So you're doing all the things.
Yeah, that's a hope and goal.
Yeah, awesome. Great. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate you all. And again, we'll look at adding links and information to the thread of the video where everybody can see. And then I encourage everybody just to reach out, find out more, especially if you feel like you could use their services. It doesn't hurt just to talk and find out what can they do to help you particularly, right?
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful day. We're going to say goodbye and we'll see everybody next Wednesday at 12, Social Soundbites with Michelle.
Awesome. Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you. Bye-bye.